Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Crate Expectations. I'm here with my co-host, Margarita Sarah. She's got a problem. So, how are you today, Sarah?
Not a problem, okay?
That's what a person with a problem would say.
No, not a problem because it's not causing problems.
No, it's a delightful problem
It's like
for you, not for others.
a hobby? No, that sounds bad.
Yeah, she admits it.
That sounds bad. It's fine.
It's okay. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, it's not like you have one like all the time.
Water, not margarita.
You don't need to sound so regretful, Sarah. So, how have you been? It's been like 3 weeks or something because we've gone to an every other week schedule,
Yes,
but then I was gone last week as well.
right. You decided to have a life.
Oh, I would rather have recorded with you, but yeah, I did have a life. That was awful. Remind me not to have a life next time I try to have one.
Okay, I can do that.
You seem like overeager now.
I mean, yeah, feel like that sounds like something that I'm up to the challenge on.
Yeah, I mean, you if there was like an Olympic gold medal for keeping me in my place,
Yeah, I would get
yeah,
gold and then like they'd be like, "You know what? Have like platinum as well."
yeah, my in-laws would be like, yeah, you deserve this. That's good.
Oh
They're
no.
like, we don't need to do this anymore.
Awkward. Oh
It got weird.
man.
It's
Well,
sad.
so you had a life last week. So we
Yeah,
missed a week. But yes, it's been
they
a minute.
were the in-laws were earning their medals. So, yeah. It's been good though, because there's been so many things that have come up.
That's what she said. Um
Okay,
I
I'm
was I
glad you
was
didn't miss that.
I was thinking, what is I feel like we haven't had anything happen that we didn't know about. You want
Okay.
like the marquees that have happened we knew about. Like Morgan's here. Uh what's his face is here? Zombie dude. That's him biting you, by the way. In
I
case
thought that was.
anybody was wondering
I was hoping it was Pac-Man, but
what
okay.
like the sock puppet thing was. Yeah. Um Zombie dude's here,
Here's me
Morgan's here.
imitating you.
Um, the raid is still raiding and the Datacrons are Datacroning.
All right, let's just hang it up then.
Okay, but
We've covered it.
I actually, what are your thoughts now? Because I think the last time we recorded and like we knew that the Datacrons were changing in terms of the level sixes. But we weren't into it fully yet, like where we had, really gotten to use them. So like now that we're into it, what are your thoughts on like, do you like the level six change or do you want it to go back to it being like factions?
I mean, so there's so many mixed feelings on it. I'm surprised you're talking about Datacrons. You truly don't think there's anything to talk about if you have to dig that out of your trick
No,
bag.
genuinely. So I have opinions on it and I want to know what your opinions are.
So okay, on like you can find some cool stuff to do with these crons. This
Mhm.
is an unparalleled set. This set has so much awesome stuff to unlock and be able to figure out, and we won't even find all of it by the end of the run. Like by the end of the 4 months, there'll still be people theory crafting and finding new cool stuff. So
Mhm.
on that level, it's very cool. On so that applies, like the coolness factor applies to like 2% of all people in
Right.
the game. Because I
Yes.
mean, I don't even spend the time trying to figure out all the. I mean, there's just a lot of like even just the straightforward combos are really cool. Like the really the really just like diabolical ones. Like that, it's amazing, but the problem is the lack of accessibility of it, man. It's
Mhm.
just awful. It's so bad. Like they made it so that it's really difficult to roll the level 9 that you want,
Yeah.
but they didn't increase the availability of it, of the level 9 rerolls. They made it so that, hey, this is a really cool step. They made it so that you could reroll the level 6s
Mm-hmm.
cheaply. But then they made it so hard to roll the level 6 that you want, like the good one.
Yep.
I spent the money to get Zombie Trooper guy,
Mm-hmm.
and so I got his exclusive Datacron. I had to roll it 17 times on the level 6 alone.
No way.
Yeah, and I could, you can't like, oh, I'll just get a different one. Like that's one of a kind. So I just rolled it and rolled it and rolled it and rolled. Yeah, like you can look. People can look. Like that's how many times I rolled it. The whole. I even
That
got lucky. I rolled the
is
level 3 just fine. I got the level 3. Yeah,
wow. Wow. That is insane.
it is completely just stupidly insanely rare. And you know, so they made them. They're like, hey, you can reroll a lot, but we're gonna make them like really tough to get. And then
Mm-hmm.
the level 3s, I think this is actually a bug because they actually posted a thing saying like, hey, we fixed it, and then they took it down because they didn't fix it because screw them. But they made it so that if you have a dark side level 9,
Yeah.
you can still roll level 3 that's light side, and so
I
it's
know.
like 10. There's 10 options every level 3 that you reroll, and so all of it is broken and inconsistent and
Mm-hmm.
awful and stupid, and I hate the way they did it. It's just like the idea is cool,
Mm-hmm.
and screw them for presenting it like this. It just makes me really mad.
Um, so I had like an interesting conversation about this with a couple of my patrons, and we were basically wondering if you think this would have gone. So like for me, I was like, to me, my issue with this is that I feel overwhelmed. Datacrons already, I was like you said it, like I don't love them.
Sure.
I will I will get them and I will roll them and I will do
Yeah.
what I have to do for my guild, etc. But like I don't love them. So when you change it, I'm like, okay, this is a lot of new information now that I need to process, and it's easy for me to get overwhelmed, especially when there are so many options. Like you're saying, like, you have a dark side level 9, but you can still roll all the level 3s as light side or dark side. And like the level 6s are hard to re-roll. And there are so many level 9 options now across the board. Like, you can't even get them all if you wanted to get them all. Um,
Oh, they increased the number of level 9s
yeah,
too.
like there's 32. Is that right?
That
There's
no,
more than
that
30.
that is dramatically inaccurate, Sarah. Wow. There's like 20, so, you know.
But isn't it like I thought you couldn't get all the level 9s. Like if you
It,
looked at, because each one has two, like each character, right?
oh, well, so no, so that could be actually. So there's typically about 10 options.
Hmm.
I think healers are the ones that don't have a level, not like a variable level 9s or something.
I
I'd
feel
have to
like
double check that, but
anyway, I feel like I didn't actually count
no,
it because, numbers and all that.
no, so sure. I think there's 20 characters that you can get, but
Right.
then out of level 9, like different things you
Yes.
like, different options that you could potentially roll. Yeah, I thought you're probably right that
Like
it's
there's
over 30.
more than the max Datacrons
Okay,
that you can
it's
roll.
not as your
It's a lot.
wrongness was not as dramatic as I had previously
Thank you. Thank you
thought.
for
All right, I'll admit that.
yeah. But it's a lot. But they also rolled this out right at the same time as a new raid. So you're also learning mechanics for a new raid and working on that. So do you think that like maybe if they had not done the Datacrons this set and done it for next set, or pushed the raid to start in August instead of right now, and we had time to focus just on Datacrons and then time to focus just on new raid information, would that be like less overwhelming for the community? Because it's like a lot, it feels like an information dump that we got in terms of changes. Like you have raid, figure out the strategies, figure out what works, get to your score as soon as possible. And by the way, we changed all the datacrons.
Yeah, so here's what I think my theory on the Datacrons is. So yeah, you're right. It's extra overwhelming because of all of the info dumps, other stuff. Like the Datacrons are just like a small corner of all the madness that's going
Hmm.
on. But I think that the Datacron people were. I think this is something they've been planning for like a year or more, something. Because this is the only how I think every single Datacron set. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's been my perception that every single Datacron set has had either a conquest character released right before it or right
Hmm.
around then that time, or a legendary, or someone that needs, like, quote unquote, needs their own specialized Datacron, and they don't. This is the first one that they, like, the stars aligned and they didn't have to do that. Because
Yeah.
now we'll have the new Datacron set eventually, where we get Lotion and he'll have his own specialized Datacron.
Lotion?
I can't remember his name for some reason. It's just out of my head always, so I've just decided to call him Lotion.
Luthen?
Lutheran? Yeah, whatever.
Luthen? Luthian?
Yeah.
Luthen? I don't know his name. Um,
I feel like Lotion is acceptable, frankly.
we'll accept that answer. But you're not wrong because there have been characters like conquest characters specifically where we'll figure out when like when the quote unquote unlock is of the third conquest run, and we're like, oh well, then the new conquest uh or the new Datacron set actually will happen right when that character is unlocking or the conquest after they've unlocked. So my point being, we have definitely made comments about, oh, well then, so and so will get a Datacron after that. And so will get a Datacron after that. Like, their Datacron is coming kind of thing. Um, it is definitely like not in your imagination. And it is a thing that has happened repeatedly.
Sure. So yeah, like they always do that, and I think that they were like, I bet at one point one of them was like, dude, what if we did their classes instead of a faction? And one of them was like, no way. And then they've been planning it for like a year. They're like, what if we just made it impossible to get all of them for everyone unless you wanted to spend $1,000? No way. I think that's how CG employees might sound. That's my hunch.
Good
No
hunch.
way.
Um, my other thought with them now. So before we really like got into the Datacrons being changed, I liked the idea of it not being like just a faction because I was like, cool, like now you're not hyper fixated on one faction being like the elite faction, to use a ridiculous term, but like the faction, like that's the Datacron you want, and this is like it's gonna be so ridiculous for 4 months or whatever the case may be, because it was gonna be spread out amongst different teams because you could have a healer Datacron and you could throw it wherever or attacker and throw it wherever. The problem now is when it's broken, you now have more broken team opportunities. I don't even want to say opportunities, but do you know what I mean? Like it's like an even worse issue now because it's not isolated to just that faction, or it's everywhere.
Oh, you're right. It's a whole mess. And CG's like, it'll fix itself.
Yeah, it's
No,
Datacrons. They'll expire. We don't need to fix it.
yeah, so, some of them are so ridiculous. Um, I about broke something last night. Dude, Jedi Master Luke with the tank cron, even after it got fixed, is just so. And my opponent didn't even modded him the right way for like to really make it tough.
Hmm.
It was just so stupidly hard to beat. So yeah, yeah, I'm. It's whatever, man. The we'll get over it. I'm sure we'll all collectively adapt. But I mean, I think CG just saw their opportunity and they're like, let's just do as much of the stuff as possible. And
Yeah.
it's frustrating for a guy. I'm like, I want to plan this stuff. Like, I have two characters that rolled this good Sabine Kron, and one character who just hasn't and probably won't.
That's annoying. By
Yeah.
character, do you mean account?
Yeah, one. Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of the same thing.
That's basically. You want to see something cool?
Sure.
So, when I squeeze caffeine into my fizzy water, you sometimes it looks like a potion or something.
Sidebar.
Yeah, you. I hope I've earned your respect.
You did. You did. Okay,
When
we can
nothing else would do it.
the fizzy water. We can can the Datacrons now.
Let me ask you, how many
Yeah,
good level 6s have you rolled?
I don't know. I know that I was re-rolling for the tank one, and I did notice when I was re-rolling it that it took a long time for the quote unquote good level 6 to roll. Um, okay, I want to log in and see how many times it took me to roll it. Um, it was quite painful. I have no idea how many I have.
That's fine. So here's you wanna? Can I tell you my I don't know if this was intentional or maybe it was just really crazy RNG for a few days, but
Hmm.
here's how you get good level 6s.
Okay.
Because my alts actually ended up rolling more of them than my main account did initially. Because my main account had the resources to take them to 9, and then go back down and keep rolling. This is level 6, and they'd never show up, never show up, never show up. So what I was doing on my alts, and my alts had like 6 more than my main account, like an egregious number more. Was I just got to level 6 and started re-rolling on the 6 before I rolled any higher.
Oh, okay.
And eventually, like you can't just be like, I don't want that one, but you're like see one, you're like, oh hey, that's like the support one I wanted. And you or just like that's the good one for the support. Oh, that's a good one for heal or whatever. And you grab it, and then you have the option to take it to level 9 after that. But like just get it to 6, then
Yeah.
re-roll at 6.
Okay. I'm so used to going all the way to 9 and then going back to re-rolling because that's what we've
Me
done
too.
for I don't even know how long.
But like I did that on my alts, and I was like so mad because my main account was not getting them at all. And then I started doing it on my main, and I caught up, and now I have the same amount on my main as my alts. But
Oh man.
but I like put double the resources under my main, and so I should in theory have double. But like now the ones that are fully level 9 and suck at level 6, I'm like I might delete them if I end up getting more lower level ones just so I can re-roll at the low level. So yeah, re-roll at
Ridiculous.
level 6.
Ridiculous.
I I think that's at least all the data that I personally accumulated, that for sure works way better.
Um,
But no, you're
am I
welcome for more information on Datacrons.
Thank you. Also, am I missed? I thought I could see my rerolls on my .dg page.
You should be able to. Actually, if you click on them, if you like click on the
Like
specific
on the
Datacron.
actual one. Okay, so one of them, my Bosk one that has the tank level 6, I had to re-roll that one 11 times. And I re-rolled the level, like I wasn't rolling for Bosk. I got Bosk and was like, cool, and went back and rolled level 6.
Sure.
Um, so like, that was fun, I guess. My Gar Saxon one was just an automatic. That was nice. No re-rolls for Gar. Maybe not nice. I don't know.
I
But
would
but a
my main account
level
would love the Gar one. I can't roll it.
but level 6 having 11. I don't think I've ever re-rolled a Datacron 11 times before.
No, that's been my pet peeve for a really long time. Like if people are like, hey, fix some one thing in the game, maybe that wouldn't be it, but it's close. It's close. Top 5. I hate that they weight the different abilities.
Yeah, I agree.
Like,
It's annoying.
because and you will just have like, okay, here's like the 3 things I need for my guild. Like I have like I want to be competitive. I'm like, I want
Yeah.
a ton of this stuff. And I just, like, my main account last time couldn't roll. Like, I rolled one good Padme-cron. I couldn't roll, like, a second one to be able to, like, split teams up and use, like, JMK here and
Hmm.
Padme other places. Like, I couldn't do it. So, anyways, I, I think Datacrons are what has saved the competitive side of, like, the PvP side of this game.
Hmm.
But damned if they don't just have to make it difficult by doing it. Like, I can acknowledge that it's good, and it's like a teenager. You're like, look, I know you hate your parents, but, like, you don't actually hate your parents, right?
Right. Well,
Yeah, they're like, well, they do some good things. Okay.
sometimes. Well, that was the other thing, actually. You just made me think of that is I feel like it's a little bit different when I'm like, oh, this kind of sucks because like I don't really like PvP that much and I don't really like Datacrons that much, so it's a little bit expected for me to be in that camp. I have seen a lot of people this time that I know are big PvPers and love, GAC and territory war and love using Datacrons that don't like this change.
Now, it's a cool idea.
Yeah.
Like, props to them for the cool idea, and it's a terrible way to implement it.
Yeah, so like just needs to be like tweaked.
It, like, super tweaked.
Super super tweaked. That is the term that
Right.
when we get the patch notes from Meathead, he'll let us know that Datacrons have been super tweaked.
Like, maybe twerked. All right.
No.
I almost
No.
got a spit take. We
Uh
almost, we almost got there.
can we move on from Datacrons now? The twerking Datacrons.
Said they aren't twerking. All right.
I see what you did there. Uh moving on.
All right. So, how do you feel about the Nice Sisters? How do you feel about just the releases lately? The release schedule, all the stuff.
Um, I'm not surprised by the release schedule. Uh, I feel I'm still trying to figure out if I think or if CG would make Balin a requirement for Ahsoka.
Yeah, we talked about that on Gambit a little bit, and I I think, well, because I'm just so pissed at CG lately for all these reasons, and I'm like, all right, let's be a little more reasonable. I'm in a place right now in
Hmm.
my heart where I'm like, CG could do anything, and they will do anything if they think it'll make them a buck. I
Yeah.
kind of I kind of think maybe he's not, though. Like, gosh, can you imagine? So there's like one more dark side character
Yeah.
on the Ahsoka list that could be dark side as a requirement.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be the biggest, most amazing middle finger ever to make that Balin and therefore tie in all the other dark side characters that are required for him?
Hmm. Right. It would be like how you needed Jedi Knight Luke to get Jedi Master Luke. So you needed all these other characters to get Jedi Knight Luke that you don't, you know what I mean? Like the same idea.
Yeah. No, yeah, I mean, that's a perfect parallel. But I mean, I didn't care about it as much back then. I don't think CG is gonna be that dumb,
Hmm.
but maybe they will because they're CG.
The only reason I am thinking about it is because they mentioned she was coming towards the end of the year and they're already releasing, like they're staggering the they're not staggering the marquee releases. It seems like they're alternating
No, they are
between,
alternating them. Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? Like we've got whatever zombie trooper dude, and then we got Morgan, and then we got other zombie trooper dude.
and now we'll get Nice Sisters, and then we'll
Hmm.
get the what's his name, Caleb or something.
Whoever.
Yeah, like the leader of the dead people.
Enoch?
Yeah,
Him? Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So like it feels like I don't know.
Enoch. I should have said Jacob. That would have been a good contrast. Sorry. I'm sorry to go all Bible on you. So,
I just I also would like to think that the CG would not do that. But it feels like because they're releasing requirements for both of
yeah.
them at the same time, I'm like, what are you doing?
So we're getting the mothers. They're great. And
They're
we're
great.
gonna they're great. The crate mothers. Look what we've created.
Yes, so we are getting them.
Yeah. I want to know what other things are going to be on that squad. Like, is it really going to be three other leftover Night Sisters? Like, I just, I actually, my initial take, and obviously I was wrong. My initial take was that the Great Mothers were going to be three separate characters.
Right.
And so I was like, okay, three separate characters plus Morgan plus one leftover, like Night Sister Spirit, Acolyte,
Right.
Initiate,
Okay, yeah.
something like that. But now they're one character, so there's two more slots to fill there, and I don't.
Yeah. Like is it actually going to be just the leftovers or
No.
is the community going to figure out something to make it work with the other characters?
And who's on Ahsoka's team? Because probably bearded Ezra, and then when
Yeah.
no one else is known.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And I feel like she just like you have to make I don't know how you don't make Ahsoka an unaligned force user.
Oh, they have to. They have to.
Like
She's no Jedi.
exactly like you just can't. So,
I I was real dumb in one of my videos. I was like, she's gonna be the first unaligned force user in Galactic Legend. That'll be awesome. And then I got a million comments saying, "What about Kylo and Rey?" I was like, besides that, just the
besides them,
dumbest thing. So yeah, it was
fine.
good. Yeah, fine. The finest, only the finest intellect is allowed around here.
Hmm. Um, but
Intellect adjacent.
I don't know who goes with her.
Well, and are they gonna just keep Hu Yang in the side, just like Bib Fortuna is just waiting for Jabba to get a lower level of engagement for people to be like, for them to be like, oh hey, let's throw in Bib and give him a lifter.
Do you think they would release a new Sabine as well?
I think they should. She's a Force user now.
Yeah. Like I feel like you would release a new Sabine and that would be another marquee for Ahsoka.
Yeah.
Man, it's gonna be a heavy investment. But yeah, I feel like because she's coming towards the end of the year. They didn't say when. I don't believe they said when Balin was coming.
I wouldn't.
So just feels like maybe it could be a thing, but also I don't really want it to be a thing.
No one does, Sarah.
I feel bad putting it out into the universe.
I hope they release Shin Hati as well.
I think she'll be a requirement for Balin.
I hope so. That would be awesome.
I don't know how you could do Balin without her being released as well.
Seems like she would be required.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's talk about some there was actually there were three trigger photos that were good.
We
we
just
do-
couldn't decide.
This one's really good. So this is probably the best one. We saved the best for first.
We just do things great here.
We do great. So Jedi Cal Kestis, great character, unlocked. Yay! The person who posted this name is by the name of Dumpster Fire.
This is just, which is great, even more better.
I actually renamed him that at some point, but um, yeah, he got overzealous with his gear and his credits, and now he has 9 credits and not enough gear to get him to gear number 2,
Two. And he's level 82.
level 82.
This is just a
And
great photo. I laughed
his
so hard.
dude, his abilities aren't even red because he can't upgrade
I
them.
can't do anything. I laughed. I was like, this is just fantastic.
It is. It's the
Yeah.
gift that keeps giving for real. Oh, Oh yeah. Never mind. Yeah. So this is a great one. The next one is, I thought it was funny. So Boma posted this, and he's pointing out that the auto mod feature for Hoth Rebel Soldier
Mhm.
says he's a tank. Well, he's a support, and I'm just so curious why the hell Boma was even looking at this, other than to just like find more dirt on CG. He's just like, how can I make CG look dumb? Like, I know, let's go look at auto mod for some reason.
Uh, I mean, I don't know why you would look at the screen, but it's hilarious.
Well, it is funny. I like this is the least of the problems. I hope CG prioritizes the fix to this one. Boy,
This will get fixed before a bunch of other ones will.
I already told you I used auto mod unironically recently, and when I didn't have the mods that they thought I needed, they were just like, "Sorry, you don't have the right mods."
We'll just leave them empty.
Yeah, so they just like left two of the slots empty. I was like, that is not helpful. Like, now you're gonna make me mod what I didn't want to? Like, it's just what a stupid system. The thing that kills me on it, the thing that makes me laugh every time I think about it is every time a new character comes out, someone has to program in the auto mod preferences for the new character. Like they still have to update this system every time they make a new character.
And then hopefully somebody uses it.
I bet a lot of people use it actually.
I'm sure people do and find these great mistakes.
Also, Hoth Rebel Soldier is the worst Hoth Rebel, by the way.
What's the other one? Scout?
Yeah,
He's the better
Sol-
one.
Soldier's not good. Well, Scout at least gives turn meter to people. All right, final
All
one.
right.
This is a person who this is a person, and they have 8.7 million GP, so that like mid
Hmm.
game, but okay, so they have Malgus, which is I'm like, gosh, my 8 million account would love Malgus. He's such a tough character to get. He's so good. Like he's a character I think he's borderline like on the level of Jedi Master Luke. You want to get him to 9 because he just is so impactful at 9. And if you can't do that, that's fine. But he's just such a good character, and the fact that he's not being used is such a travesty. But then you look at the end of the row, and you notice that someone was too friggin' lazy to even unlock Darth Malak. He's halfway there.
That's painful.
Yeah, it's awful. So I don't know what to say other than like, what the hell, dude?
Just what the hell?
Like, just why?
I think, like, to me, it's just even funnier that you have Malgus but no Malik.
I've seen people have submitted create things where they have that there's like 3 Sith Empire and one of them is Malgus and you're like, whoa. I mean
Great.
we've roasted rosters that have done that. In fact, we're gonna go to your channel right
Yes.
now and roast a roster. That'll be fun for people watching. It's gonna kill my soul once again. So let's let's go to Sarah's channel. Go, guys. There
Mhm.
should be a button to click below one of our faces here pretty soon. Or you could go to the video description and click on the link to Sarah's channel. Please like, subscribe, comment on all of our pages, all 2 of them. We would really appreciate it. It really helps a lot. And we'll see you for dessert on Sarah's channel.
Yes,
Hopefully, it's not gluten free.
it will be.
You ruined it.